So yeah, this is a weird case. Um, I don't know have y'all been seeing what's been going on, but this took place in Cincinnati, Ohio. So basically, the father of an 18-year-old who was murdered by a sheriff deputy. So the backstory of that is it was four teenagers was sitting in a stolen car. We don't know if the car was stolen through the son that was shot and killed. But all we know, four males got out, ran from the cops, and one of the officers pulled out and shot the 18-year-old. But not the only thing is, they said he had a pum on him, the 18-year-old, which doesn't justify that he had a gun in his hand and did he aim at the officer. That is still an ongoing investigation. So, as far as what I've been reading on is, um, after that, prior to that, the family went to go do the viewing, and the father must have seen the body cam footage, which didn't, clarify that his son did anything wrong. So the father retaliated 2, 3 hours, 4 hours later, and the first cop he saw, he got into his vehicle, he ambushed that officer, innocent officer. Now the story gets even more crazier. So now we in the courts now. So Mr. Rodney Hinton Jr. Was walked into the courtrooms, and there was a whole bunch of cops. From the looks, it looked like they was trying to intimidate him, and it wasn't phasing him. He kept his head high. When everything was over, he walked out, shaking his head like, yeah, I'll do it again. But y'all really have to understand what this guy went through. Now, I ain't saying that what he did was justified. It just makes it look even more crazy because he went, ambushed an innocent cop, didn't have nothing to do with, with what's going on. Now, if he would have actually got the cop that actually did it, then I still want to, condone that. But, again, it just makes it seem the case even more horrifying. But you got to think about it. It's like a message. So basically, quote unquote, let's say his son was innocent. Maybe the guys he was with, one of them had the gun or whatever. But his son got his life taken away. Bottom line. So how I'm looking at it, it seems like it's an eye for an eye. It's a sad situation, man, and I just, what I'm saying, I'm not, hyping the whole situation up. I'm not saying, yeah, I feel his pain, because I don't. But I am a father, and we don't know, that's our biggest fear of what could happen to our children when we're not around. And as a father, bro, just his mind, his state of mind was probably, he wasn't thinking. And that's typically how it be. So this is a father that has nothing to lose. Like, you already took something that's part of his life. Honestly, the main thing is that cop that actually shot his son needs to be investigated for sure. But you got to think about how many police and shootings out of the last 10 years. It's been a lot of them, and it always been where the cops get off. And again, you really can't tell nobody how they can grieve, because it happened the same day as his son was shot. It happened the same day. So it was fresh on his mind. So, honestly, I just hope, you know, this is going to be an interesting case, but I'm going to let y'all look at, some clips that I pulled up and y'all see what I'm talking about.
Cincinnati Sheriff's deputy was fatally struck by a car while directing traffic during a graduation. The defendant driver, identified as Rodney Hinton Jr., was arrested on a charge of aggravated murder. Police say it appears from witnesses that he deliberately struck the deputy. Hinton Jr. is the father of 18-year-old Ryan Hinton, who was shot and killed by Cincinnati police on Thursday morning, says Cincinnati's police chief. Police say Hinton Jr.'s son was armed and fleeing from a stolen vehicle when a responding officer fatally shot him.
Look how quick. Look.
In police body
Doesn't
cam
show.
footage, it is unclear whether the gun was pointed at officers. A handgun recovered with an extended clip police say the 18-year-old was carrying. The police chief said the gun had not been fired, and the shooting remains under investigation by the department's homicide unit. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine condemned the Hamilton County deputy's killing, writing on X, quote, "I have been briefed on the ongoing investigation and am sickened by what appears to be an intentional act of violence." The Cincinnati Police Department is leading the investigation into the deputy's death. A judge has ordered the driver be held without bond until a hearing next week. Authorities.
So y'all. So it's unclear. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Please no negative comments, y'all. But this is unfortunate. It's crazy. Like usually you wouldn't think this would ever happen to like something innocent, somebody innocent. Like that didn't even have anything to do with what's going on. Dude was just doing his job. We talking about the cop that actually got killed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, this is crazy, y'all. And I've seen a lot of different comments. So somebody said, we stand with Rodney Hinton. The Bible says an eye for an eye. It seems like that's what happened. We stand by Rodney, period. His son was his purpose once he was taken while I live. See what I'm saying? But I have seen other accounts where people was talking negative about it, like, well, he's a cop, blah, 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 illa and all that stuff. Hey, man, I'm not saying you're right. I ain't saying you're wrong. But again, that guy mental state plays a big part of that. The guy don't have a criminal background. He never, he never had a felony. As what I'm looking at. He never had a felony. It's just one of them things, bro. Like, we don't know how this thing could have played out. And some people could say that, we got to blame his son, for starting all this. We can say this, but we also can say that deputy that unalived his son could have took things a little bit different. But you already know how things go. I fear for my life. That's all they got to say. I fear for my life. But clearly the camera, for what I'm looking at, didn't show anything that the guy turned around. And so I don't know, y'all. I'm going to keep tabs on this case. And, I'm going to be following for a little bit. And I'll let y'all know, man. But y'all go do your own research. And it's all over TikTok. It's all over Instagram. So it's all over the internet right now. And it's all over YouTube as well. So, yeah. So I won't keep y'all too long, man. I appreciate y'all, for the love of this channel. I'm back recording. I'm still trying to navigate on working 2 jobs and doing YouTube. But it's working for me, y'all. I ain't going nowhere, man. I'm going to stay 10 toes in and get these videos out for y'all, man. But until then, y'all, I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm out.